Okay, so here we are live once again with another action figure unboxing, and this is Marvel Legends, Marvel's Nakia from the Black Panther Wakanda Forever line, and I still haven't seen this movie yet, so so here we are once again talking about action figures from a movie I haven't seen yet. Why haven't I seen this movie yet? Well, at the time that it came out, I knew that it was going to be dealing with, at least in a meta sort of way, like with the death of Chadwick Boseman, who's an actor that I've admired his talent and his work for a long time, and even before he was Black Panther, honestly. And of course, when he was cast as Black Panther, I'm like, ooh, that's good casting. I'm excited about that. And he turned out to be great. But unfortunately, he was a talent that we lost far too soon. And I remember around that time seeing, pictures of him going to visit kids with cancer, knowing that he himself was, not going to be long for this world due to cancer. And the whole thing was just kind of heartbreaking to me. So like I wasn't ready for it yet, and I will watch it eventually, but I just still haven't watched it yet. So we can see that we got to build a figure, and it's going to be a Tuma, not the Puma. No, it actually is a Tuma, and she's got. Here's a layout of the accessories. She's got an extra head, couple of weapons, couple of extra hands, and of course the build a figure piece. A lovely piece of artwork of her on the side. So let's go ahead and open her up. So I liked this character in the first movie. I'll say that. And I'm a fan of Lupita Nyong'o in general. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Apologies if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but I believe it's Nyong'o. I believe that's how it's pronounced. And she is a tiny little action figure in a little baggie. And then there is another baggie, which looks like it will have all the accessories and the Build-A-Figure piece. And we're starting with Nakia because Nakia is the one who comes with Akuma's torso. And, I like to attach everything to the torso as soon as I get it. So let's make sure we get everything out of these bags. And, I think that this got a little warped in the package. That's what it looks like to me, because it does not look like what it looks like on the package. It looks like it's a lot more symmetrical than that there. And here is her unmasked head. Lovely likeness of the actress. She's got long reddish brown braids. Looks very pretty. And then we've got Atuma's torso and the other weapon. Now we can see this one's much more symmetrical, so you can see what I'm talking about as how it got kind of warped in the package. That's not how it's supposed to look. But I'm pretty sure I can fix it with my blow dryer. So we're going to be opening up all the figures from this wave this week. Technically, it's still Sunday. It's not quite midnight yet, but I figured it was close enough. And this week's going to be kind of crazy for me, so I want to make sure that I get everything opened up. So I figured no time like the present. Go ahead and get at least one of these out of the way. Excuse me. And she's got this funky helmet, kind of reminds me of Power Rangers a little bit, like the Power Rangers movie they put out a few years ago. Remember when they would flip up their face plates and you could see their face underneath the helmet? Kind of reminds me of that. It's not quite as clear as I would like it to be. It's almost got kind of a fogginess to it, but you can still see her face underneath, and that's a pretty good likeness, I think. And I did buy an extra one of these for a custom, so hopefully I'll get around to doing that soon. But there's a lot of good detail to it. She's got a lot of details sculpted into the suit and a lot of good paint details. It seems like the base color is like a dark olive green with some bright blue and some metallic brighter green accents to it. Looks really cool. So I do appreciate that. So let's go ahead and talk about articulation. Nakia can look up about that far, look down about that far, tilt her head kind of quizzically from side to side, rotate the head all the way around. She can, of course, rotate her arms all the way around at the shoulders, and her arms raise up about that far. So that's pretty good. She's got a bicep swivel, so the bicep rotates all the way around. She does have double jointed elbows. That's about the range of motion you get at the elbows. It's nice that she's got double jointed elbows because you don't see that too often on female figures. Not as often as I would like, anyway. She's got solid fists that rotate all the way around. I know she's supposed to have extra hands. Did I miss those? Where are they? I don't see the extra hands anywhere. Oh, that's a pain. Ah, here they are. They're stuck up in Atuma's crotch. I will not miss paper packaging. I do not like the paper packaging. I've been very clear on this. I have been a champion of plastic packaging and all the time that this has been going on. So I'm going to take these solid fists out. I want her to have the gripping hands in because I want her to be able to grip the weapons. So I'm going to go ahead and swap those out. There we go. And when you swap them out, if you open one of these up, this bracelet is a separate piece, so make sure you don't lose that. By the way, I did get these at Ollie's. Good stuff, cheap. Just thought I'd mention that. In case anybody has an Ollie's in their area, well, you can go to Ollie's and pick one up. So her other hand is just kind of more like a loose, kind of neutral position. But I'm going to go ahead and put the gripping hand in there anyway. I think I could get it to grip the weapon if I wanted it to. But both of these wrists all rotate all the way around, and this one has a horizontal hinge, and the right hand has a horizontal hinge. So they both move this way. Where was I? Oh yeah. So torso articulation. She's got good torso articulation. Got a little bit of the joint right underneath the rib cage here, and there's no waist articulation whatsoever. But that's pretty typical for Marvel Legends figures. Nakia can kick up about that far, and she does have a thigh cut, so the thigh rotates all the way around. She got double jointed knees. That's about the range of motion we get at the knees. And then the ankle points down about that far, points up about that far, and of course rotates all the way around. So pretty decent articulation. I'm going to go ahead and swap out this helmeted head for the unmasked head. And that's probably going to be the head that I leave on here, because why would I want to hide Lupita's face? And they did such a great job with her. She looks just like her. Excellent likeness. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. Very good likeness of the actress. So let's go ahead and put these weapons into her hands. And like I said, unfortunately, this one's kind of warped. So it's going to look kind of funny even once I get it into her hand. And they're not like perfect circles like these weapons are in the movie. I don't know what they call them, but they seem more like they're perfect circles in the movie to me. Although it might be with these ones that she's designed. Hey there, Retro Tinker, good to see you. So we're finally on these Black Panther Wakanda Forever figures that I got at Ollie's for cheap, and we're gonna open up the whole wave this week. So I still have a few more figures that I want to do in observation of Black History Month, including these Black Panther figures. And I did get also, I should point out, I got finally got Sunman for the Masters of the Universe Origins. So I've still got Mr. Terrific. I've still got a Luke Fox Batman, and then I've got Sunman. So I figure Sunman is probably going to be the last of our Black History Month figures, and that's going to segue into me opening up some more Masters of the Universe stuff. So we'll start out March with some Masters of the Universe, because I got plenty of He-Man stuff to open. By the way, I have, in case anybody's wondering, I have seen the set photos from the Masters of the Universe movie, and I'm cautiously optimistic about it. We'll put it that way. So, but I'll probably talk more about that at some point in the future. Retro Tinker says that's a great way to acknowledge Black History Month, dude. Well, I like to think so. Like I mentioned before, to the carpenter whose only tool is a hammer, every problem is a nail. And my tool is opening up action figures on the internet. So I figure that's a good way to kind of acknowledge and pay homage to the fact that it's Black History Month, especially since I got a lot of black characters that I haven't gotten around to opening it. I got a lot of figures of every ethnicity, pretty much, honestly, that I need to open up at this point. But I was looking through them, I'm like, hey, these Black Panther figures, I could open those up, and I've got Mr. Terrific, and I've got there's been a bunch of other ones that I've opened this month, and Sunman, like I said, I just got Sunman, and then I realized when I was opening up that package, I'm like, dude, Sunman would be the perfect figure to end on, and interesting story behind that figure, and I hadn't really managed to get Sunman yet. And on one hand, I did kind of regret that, but now that I've got him, I kind of realized it was destiny. It was perfect timing that I would get Sunman at this point. Let's go ahead and have a look at the torso of Atuma. Hey there, Zazzle. How we doing tonight? So we got this kind of gorget with some looks like some shark teeth and things like that. I don't think they call it Atlantis in the movie, but the Atlantean characters in the MCU had a little bit more of like a South a native South American, I guess you put it that, like Incas and Mayans and that kind of thing. They had that sort of look to them, like a Mesoamerican. I guess that's how you'd phrase that. So it was an interesting decision to make. I'll be talking more about that when I open up Namor, because he's going to be one of the figures that's going to be opening up. I'm going to be opening up this week, because even though it's a Black Panther movie, they're not all black characters in the assortment. So there is, the what was his name, the Martin Freeman character, Everett Ross, and Submariner. But then we've got other characters that are Wakandan characters, and Black Panther himself. I do have a figure of T'Challa. That's the comic book version of T'Challa. That's the one I'm going to be saving for last, as far as the Black Panther wave. And like I said, I've mentioned this before. I do feel like of all the characters that I will be of all the black characters that I will be discussing in our Black History Month, he is the most important. So definitely looking forward to discussing T'Challa. He's a character that I like quite a bit. So anyway, going back to the figure that we have in hand, I think they did a really good job with her. I think that she would have been better served by not being in this plastic-free packaging, because then her weapons would not have gotten warped. This one isn't so bad. It looks fine. But this one is just, you can see it's just warped all to hell. It should not look like that. So I think they did a good job with her, especially, like I said, the likeness. Beautiful looking head sculpt, looks just like the actress. Very happy with how that turned out. So great figure, definitely recommend. And like I said, I got a second one of these because I had a cool custom idea when I saw her. But hopefully I'll get around to doing that one day. But I've got like a whole bunch of stuff on my my kitchen table right now. So anyway, I guess that's pretty much it for Nakia. Not a whole lot to say about the figure, but she's a nice figure. So especially if you're a fan of the character or just a fan of the Black Panther characters in general, she's definitely a good addition to your action figure collection. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure that you like and subscribe. All the fun YouTube stuff down below. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Nakia, both the figure and the character in general. From what I understand, and I hadn't read this particular comic, or because I don't read a lot of modern comics, but she wound up breaking bad in the comics and became an enemy of Black Panther. That's what I understand. I could be mistaken. If anybody wants to elaborate on that below, feel free to, because I'd be interested in finding out, and maybe whatever comics I might want to check out to to read that particular story. But I was kind of disappointed to learn that because I did like the character quite a bit in the movie, and I thought they were a cute couple. So that's it. Thanks, Retro Tinker. I do very much appreciate that. So we will be back on probably sometime tomorrow because I don't want to miss any more episodes because I really need to get through all of these figures. And all right, reach all the way over here and grab the bag that I have my Black Panther figures in. So let's see what we've got left. We've got, forgive me that I don't know how to pronounce this, Hatut Zerazi. You know, it's always weird to have comic book names that, you know, you read it in a comic book and you're having to sound it out. I'm not familiar with this character at all, though. I'm probably going to wind up just pretending that he's a White Tiger. Because I like White Tiger. And then we got Okoye. We know her. You know, you recognize her from Walking Dead, even if you didn't recognize her from the first movie. There's Everett Ross. I actually have opened a few Everett Ross because I've been using them for custom figures. But we'll talk more about that when we get to him. So that technically won't be the first time I opened Everett Ross. And let's see what else we got. Yes, Namor. But I'm always going to say Namor. I'm too old school. And then finally, Black Panther himself, the comic book version, looking very much like how Jack Kirby designed him. So very cool stuff we got coming up. If you want to make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button because that's coming up. And I got like a ton more Marvel Legends figures to open up too. I've got Kingpin, I've got Egghead, I've got Ms. Marvel, I've got Rogue in like the Mark Silvestri costume. So I do still have a bunch of Marvel Legends that I need to get to. Not as many as DC Multiverse, because DC Multiverse just keeps stacking up. Oh, thanks, CJ. Yeah, I think they're pretty cool. You know, like I said, even though I haven't sadly seen the movie yet, I will see it eventually. The figures themselves, I think, are cool enough that I don't mind having them in my collection. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. We will talk to you next time. Bye.